Sports fans, you're in the cheap seats. Scott Kirby Jake Johnston broadcasting live in Mount Pulaski in front of Vonderlieth Living Center. A brisk, cold Saturday morning.
Brisk, you say?
Brisk, yeah. Hypothermia will be setting in. I'm not much of a cold weather guy.
Oh, my God. You keep talking about football weather. This is football weather right here. Step it up, brother.
Weather, but I'm not playing football.
Okay, fine.
Join Jim. Yeah. Join Jim from the Lincoln Country Morning Show Drive and Jeff number 2 from the Classic Rock Experience, along with Lisa, the Fix 96 prize girl, after our show from 10 a.m. to noon at the Vonderlieth Living Center in Mount Pulaski for tons of fun and free stuff during their 40th anniversary fall celebration. They have free food, live can't even talk, my lips are froze. Live entertainment, pony rides, and so much more. The party begins at 10 and goes until 6:30. Everyone is invited to this celebration, and Jim and Jeff are going to be here till noon, so they're really going to be cold. So
I think number 2 sent Lisa, the prize girl, text message saying it's 85 and sunny. Really warm.
Yeah.
So
well, the sun is out, but it's not doing much.
It's not doing much for us.
Warming up.
Goodness.
Yeah. We got a lot of sports to talk about today. We can start it off with you Cardinal fans. Get it out of the way. Congratulations. Whipped up on the Dodgers last night, 9-0.
Mr. Waka brought the stick with him last night.
Waka.
It was definitely entertaining.
Well, yeah, if you're a Cardinal fan, it's entertaining.
There was a few Dodger fans texting me last night, too. So
yeah, I got a couple of buddies that are Dodger fans, and I haven't really talked to them. They've got to be.
About the 4th inning, they pretty much had phoned it in.
Yeah.
Said, you guys, basically stole that one. So
temperature, they said, mid-40s last night with a little bit of
drizzle
rain
towards
the end of the game. So
kind of had a little feel of last year for the Cardinals. You know what I mean? The clinching game, the Giants moving forward to the World Series, getting rained on a little bit, and kind of had a feel of that from last year. So kind of nice that they went ahead and closed the deal last night, and they're moving on.
Well, that winning that series early gives them a little chance to rest up a little bit and maybe set their starting rotation up, as well as they can for the World Series. And they'll be taking on either the Red Sox or the Tigers. Red Sox are up 3-2 in that series. They're going to play tonight. Red Sox could wrap them up tonight, and or Tigers could come back. I think Verlander's throwing tonight, maybe.
No, Serger.
Serger, okay.
So winning this pitcher in Major League Baseball going for Detroit, that's a pretty good deal to have. We'll see how he can pitch against them. He's I think 2-0 in the playoffs so far, so he's had a good playoff run. Heck of a pitcher. I mean, obviously another big arm coming for Detroit, but they've got to start hitting. If you don't score any runs, it doesn't matter how good your starting pitcher is. Right. You're not going to win. So Prince Fielders, I think, has 1 RBI this entire playoffs. So, I mean, he's really needing to get going. He's a machine, and he needs to start hitting the way he can hit.
But what's Cabrera doing? He's been kind of quiet,
he's actually having a nice series, but he's hurt, and you can tell. I mean, it's very visible. His mobility's way down. Best hitter on the planet, but at the same time, right now, he's hurting, and he's needing some of his teammates to pick him up. They've got a big challenge as well. So when you get to this time of the year, every night's going to be a best pitcher. It's going to be a guy that could be a number 1 or number 2 pretty much on any team usually, and that's what they got. So we'll see. I think as a Cardinal fan, you almost want them to win one more game so you can give Alan Craig another couple days to heal up. They said he's going to be playing more likely as a DH for the next round, as well as a pinch hitter when they come to St. Louis. That's a big bat that they haven't had for weeks now, actually almost a month, I believe. And it's one of the best RBI guys in baseball. So it could be a big deal for the Cardinals if they could get just one more game out of Detroit and Boston. Whoever wins, you take your chances there.
Now, does this favor the hitters or the pitchers? Because I got to believe that if well, either Boston or Detroit, it's going to be cold there too.
Yeah.
So does this weather? I mean, who does it benefit more?
Well, from my limited baseball knowledge that I'm willing to throw out there, I think it favors the pitcher. You think of the pitcher tightening up and whatnot, but the pitcher can actually bundle up on the sidelines, especially since they're not batting, and stay a little bit warmer, even get next to a heater, stay warm, keep the joints going. And then when they're out there on the mound throwing, of course, they're staying in the game. You get a inside fastball in on the knuckles, take a couple of them, boy, it really makes the hands smart.
Bumblebees.
Exactly. And you'll shy a little bit, maybe it'll make your hands just step slower, but you're also out in the field, and when you're out in the field, you're getting all that cold air. You don't have jackets on and stuff. I mean, you can bundle up with some Under Armour and stuff, but it's still going to be chilly. So I'd say it favors the pitcher pretty heavily. And they're in Boston, which is kind of a funky, that outfield is just kind of a funky design. So you got big alleys, both in right and center, and then in left field, it's just a big old
green
wall.
Monster.
Just a big wall right there. So
one of the last original ballparks standing.
Yep.
Fenway Park, Boston, and Wrigley Field, Chicago.
Well, we're having problems with our mic. It's almost like it's windy.
Yeah, it is windy. They put us right under a shade tree. It's funneling the wind right to us.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's gonna either way. I think the Cardinals, to be the best, you got to beat the best. I think they beat the second best team in the National League down the stretch.
That money can buy.
I mean,
let's look at
the Dodgers. What are they paying? About $200 million.
Yeah, and where are the Cardinals playing? I mean, just look at some of these.
I think it's like 114.
Yeah.
118.
I mean, you're talking,
they're still in the top. I think 7.
Yeah, but you're talking $80 million more spent on players. I mean, Dodgers are turning into the Yankees
right now.
What they're wanting to do is spend money and build up these teams.
And they're talking their biggest hole on the team, they feel, because Matt Kemp coming back to play center field, and they'll have 4 legitimate outfielders with Puig in there. They're talking trying to go after Robinson Cano in the off season.
Well, if they want to pay $200 million or what, $300
million.
He's wanting $30 million a year.
With that new contract they got for their TV station, they don't care. Right now, they're willing to spend it. So if you're gonna, I don't have a problem with the team spending their profits. If they're gonna do it, at least they're spending it to try to win something.
Yeah.
And being a fan, you got to respect that. You may not like it, but you still got to respect the fact that they're putting the money back on the field as opposed to in their pocket.
Right. Magic Johnson's a part owner. Saw him in the stands and
crying.
I don't know if he's
just crying.
Did you see tears in his eyes?
There's tears falling.
Well, and he's a winner, and he knows how to put a product on the field or court. But I guess if you got the money, spend it, and
and that's my point. I mean, the Yankees have done it for years, but I think it's kind of even proven through the Yankees that you can't really win that way. You need to develop your ball club and get the right parts, and you can't just go out and assume that buying the best players is going to mean you're going to be a championship team. Right. Year in, year out, back when it was the core 4 in the late 90s, early 2000s with the Yankees, those were homegrown talent, and they came through, and they were great players, and ended up they were winning a few world championships. Well, then once they started buying them, they won 1 since then. I mean, really, so they spent all that money and haven't gotten the production they were paying for. So, the best way to do it is you go out there and grow your talent and then add a couple pieces when you need those pieces. But a lot of these teams haven't figured it out yet.
Well, I thank our sponsors for this first segment here. Sponsors for the cheap seats, Jake's Furnishings, Jim Grimaldi, criminal defensive attorney, the Christian Village, Goodwill of Lincoln, Eaton Corporation, Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Bob Neal, and St. Clair's Manor. I'd like to thank those sponsors for sponsoring this show. Without you, this wouldn't be possible. Would also like to mention that beginning Monday, October 21st, coming up this Monday, check out Comcast Channel 5 in Lincoln and Mount Pulaski for film coverage of LCHS football games, along with other shows, including our show, the Scott Kirby Jake Johnston Cheap Seats Live Saturday morning sports show, brought to you by WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com.
Yeah.
Tune in to Channel 5. You'll be able to see
me.
We're made for radio. So I don't know why they're wanting to put our faces on TV, but no, it's a great channel. I know a lot of people that watch that Channel 5.
Oh yeah.
My wife's grandma, she's at St. Clair's Manor there on 5th Street, and she watches Channel 5. Well, she used to anyway.
With religion?
Yeah, all the time, because they replay all the football games, basketball games, and they love it. So starting Monday, tune into Channel 5 on Comcast, and you'll be able to watch everything that WLCN has to offer.
Yeah.
Which is a lot. Well, we're going to take our first commercial break. We'll come back. We're going to talk we'll talk a little bit of preseason NBA. And it is hockey season. You know, I got you in a little bit of hockey towards last year. We can talk a little bit of hockey. We've got some NCAA football, NFL, fantasy football. Stay tuned. You're in the Cheap Seats 96.3, WLCNonline.com.
You know you love this. I can listen to that all day.
Well, I can't.
Oh, you can. You know you'd love it.
I don't love it.
You're thinking about switching over now, aren't you?
No.
We're taking applications, my friend.
That will never happen.
Oh, I don't know. With pitchers like Wainwright, Waka, Martinez, Rosenthal. You want me to keep going? I'll keep going.
No, we got other things to talk about. You're in the Cheap Seats, 96.3, WLCNonline.com, streaming live on the web 24/7. We are at Vonderlieth Living Center in Mount Pulaski on this warm summer day. You got to think warm
so
thoughts.
Nice.
Warm thoughts.
Indian summer.
Yeah, Indian summer. Yeah, it's cold. The leaves are changing, and so are the color of my lips to purple. Sports. Let's talk some
zooming in on
sports.
that.
We got Coach Mack. He's going to drive down here today, talk a little Rather football with us,
Yeah.
and give us his update on the team and where they're at. We got one game left in the season. They played Rochester Rockets last night.
Yep.
Lost 41-13. Put some points on the board. Number one ranked team in the state, Rochester Rockets, and ranked 305 in the nation.
Yeah, what do you think? Rochester's gearing up for the playoffs now, you know, kind of.
Yeah, they kept it pretty simple last night, I thought.
They do that. They've done that every year, basically. You know, try to make it.
Oh,
just
wait, right there.
Yep, there's the sun.
There's the sun.
Thank you.
Little preseason basketball, NBA. Bulls are 5-0.
Yeah.
I know it's just preseason, but Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose looks like
he looks like the Derrick Rose of before, but stronger. He's really put on some upper body muscle. And,
a little bit better jump shot too. Looks like he really worked on that. So that could be dangerous. I mean, you're talking about he was an MVP the year before he got hurt. So I mean, you know, you're talking an MVP that didn't have a jump shot and now has one. Mm-hmm. That could be a lot of danger for the rest of the NBA. Yeah. And they've got some new parts that they could be a legit contender this year.
Well, a lot of people have them competing for championship. And I don't know. I don't watch a whole lot of NBA. I am a Bulls fan. I'll watch it come playoff time, but I won't sit and watch a whole game.
Yeah.
But I will sit and watch a whole hockey game.
You would. You'll sit there and watch some hockey.
I'll watch some hockey, and I've been doing that lately. Blackhawks, they're doing all right. I don't think they've scored a goal in the third period yet this year. So Joe Quenneville not real happy about that. They've lost some close games. They've lost 2 to St. Louis.
St. Louis is a pretty decent team.
Yeah, they're decent.
Too.
They got a good coach as well. Yeah, and they're physical, but they'll get it figured out still early in the season. I just want to get those two sports out of the way. I know you don't like talking.
No, I'm good. I'm trying to get versed on the old hockey knowledge. Yeah. Being on the show, and you like the hockey.
We talked about. You got kind of interested in it last year towards the end of the season.
I wouldn't go that far.
You were interested. I know you went home and watched some. A lot of
real quick, I want to throw out a big, huge Cheap Seats, thank you to Hampton Inn for being sponsoring this coffee.
Coffee, pastries.
Some pastries,
yes.
It's the coffee mainly, though.
The coffee that's some good
piping
coffee.
hot, baby.
Yes, and you got to get a different mug there.
Look at that.
Yeah, Fredbird on his coffee mug. A lot of football going on today, NCAA football. The game last night had some implications. Number 8, Louisville, loses to UCF, University of Central Florida. Last second touchdown, I think, with maybe about 16 seconds left or so. University of Central Florida scored against Louisville. Kind of just diminished their hopes of playing for a national.
Hopes and national title, absolutely.
Bridgewater, he's on the Heisman watch.
He really struggled. Struggled, but they won last week as well.
Yeah,
and was in a big game where I feel that was. I feel he lost his Heisman chances last week, but you put a loss on the board as well. It pretty much takes him out.
It dropped him. I got some of the Heisman Watch rankings right here. Dropped him about number 5 in the rankings. Marcus Mariotto, quarterback from Oregon, is leading the points right now.
Yep.
Johnny Manziel, he's right behind him. And both of those guys are sophomores.
Yeah.
And Manziel won it last year. And to repeat a Heisman, has it ever been done?
Yeah. I think twice. Yeah, I was going to say, I know Archie Griffin did it. I was thinking there was one other, though.
It's hard to do, and, win it as a freshman and then a sophomore. Then you got Taj Boyd, QB from Clemson. He's the lone senior in this group. And Jameis Winston, QB Florida State freshman. They got him at 4th right now, and then Bridgewater in 5th. So that's just kind of a little Heisman watch.
I still think it's a little high even for that.
Yeah.
But that's my opinion.
It's just
some good games today, though, eh?
Yeah, some real good games. We got Florida at Missouri. Missouri just beat Georgia last week, and Florida lost to LSU last week. And so that'd be a good matchup right there. Florida 22.
Missouri's playing some good football right now, man.
Stanford, they dropped out of the ranks. They're going to play number 9 UCLA. Stanford, a big loss last week to Utah.
Yep.
So that
I still like Stanford. Fun team to watch, man.
Number 24 Auburn at Texas A&M. A&M's ranked. I just didn't write it down for some reason. Johnny Football hosting the Auburn Tigers.
I think that guy translates into a heck of a football player in the NFL.
You think so?
I really do. I like his composure. I like how pass happy he is, but he's very good at leading tackles. Doesn't get sacked much, especially for losses. And he doesn't. He doesn't have the most dominant offensive line either. He's good instincts and whatnot, and I think he's going to translate really well into the NFL. And I think he'll be a top 10 quarterback pretty much right off the bat. A lot like Andrew Luck. I'd put. You know what? We were talking the other day. I'd say, would you put Andrew Luck in the top 5 QBs in the NFL right now?
Absolutely.
Being a young guy, it's kind of hard to do that, but
absolutely. Right now,
you look up and down the league. There's some quarterbacks that are a little more running quarterbacks that are obviously unbelievable athletes. But as an actual solid quarterback goes, if you put in same systems, you know what? There's not too many I'm going to take over Luck right now.
No, about the only 2 I would take over Luck, maybe 3. Peyton Manning, obviously.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Questionable. And then
this year.
Yeah, and then Drew Brees. Tom Brady's kind of dropped a little bit this year just because he doesn't have any weapons to throw to.
Well, you put them in the same system, and I still say you may be taking Brady at him, but you also got to consider age.
Oh yeah.
And Andrew Luck's, of course, the baby of them all. So there's some definitely some discussion that could go on with those guys, but
just took us off track. We were talking college football.
We were talking college football. Well, you went Manziel on me, and I'm a big fan.
Well, that's what we do here. We shuffle around for it.
You just throw it out there.
Yeah, it's the cheap seats, not the expensive seats. So get what you listen to, and We're going to go back to NCAA
Jim's
football.
over here shaking his head at us like, what the hell?
Because
they go?
Another good matchup today, none of them are ranked. USC and Notre Dame.
Yeah.
That is a rivalry right there, and it's a rivalry that I think is coming to an end. I don't know that they're playing each other after they got one more year contract.
Yeah, it'll get re-signed, though. I'm pretty sure. The TV ratings for Notre Dame on that is through the roof.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they get paid off their ratings on
it's all
NBC,
about the money, yeah.
Absolutely.
So well, NBC won't let that happen.
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
That'd be another good game to watch today. Number 25, Wisconsin at Illinois for you Illinois fans.
Yeah, let's not talk about this.
Well, that's Big Ten. Just because you stink doesn't mean you don't talk about them. Illinois, you live in Illinois.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. They didn't look too good against Nebraska, and pretty sure they're probably not going to look very good against Wisconsin. But we had to mention it. There's
Wisconsin going to do something this week. So.
You never know, though. That's why you play the game.
That's why you play the game.
That's why you play the game.
Any given Saturday.
Any other NCAA football tidbits, nuggets?
Let's go back to that USC Notre Dame. What do you think? I'm thinking it's USC's time.
Well, they fired their coach 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah. He should have been fired about 2 years ago.
Yeah, Lane Kiffin.
About 6 months after he retired.
So you have a guy step up, and sometimes that boosts your team. Sometimes change is good. You all right?
I'm trying to get out of the wind.
Too bad. Go inside.
They won't let me in.
Yeah. Sometimes a change at the head coach gives a little spark. So we'll see.
Speaking of head coach
just walked up here. We're going to get him on after this break here, which we'll take here in a couple minutes. But no more football knowledge from you. You're all baseball, aren't you?
Oh man, I was all baseball all night last night. So
that's got to change. All right. Well, we will take another timeout.
World Series title.
Yeah.
Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. Let's thank some more of our sponsors here for sponsoring the cheap seats. Fricky Calvert Schrader Funeral Homes, Century Dental Center, real estate agent and broker Pat White with Johnson Real Estate, Community Action Partnership of Central Illinois, and what's that say there? I think it says Schneider Chiropractic Center.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I'd like to thank those sponsors for sponsoring our show. We're going to take a commercial break, come back. We'll have Coach Andy McDonald on with us. You're at the Cheap Seats, 96.3 WLCNonline.com. That is so much better right there. That's a great intro, Jim. That's so much better. I don't know if you were listening on the way here, but they had to play their Cardinal nonsense.
Yeah, I heard that. I turned the volume down at that point.
Thank you for that. I'm sure a lot of people did, and they probably didn't turn it back up. So, see, you can't be playing that anymore.
I'm sure people turned on just to hear.
We're losing listeners. Welcome to the Cheap Seats. Scott Kirby, Jake Johnston.
How do you lose something because you're a winner?
Well,
you can't lose because you're a winner.
Well, if you're not a Cardinal fan.
No, you Cub fans love to see us Cardinals win.
No, it hurts.
It has to. I mean, it has to feel good knowing that somebody's a winner.
Well, we got Coach Andy McDonald here. He doesn't want to talk baseball. We're talking football.
Morning, guys.
Morning. We are here at Vonderlieth Living Center out front. A little chilly today.
Hey, I got a hint to you guys sitting out here braving this cold for the last few minutes.
Well,
I wouldn't call it he's doing brave.
Tell you the truth, I thought we were going to be inside. If I'd known we were going to be out here, I would have brought my snowsuit.
Another big thank you to the Hampton Inn for providing coffee.
Yes. Yes. Coach, game last night. High-powered Rochester Rockets came to town. Senior night. Rochester ranked number 1 in the state in 4A. 305th in the nation, which, you think about that. 305th out of how many teams, and ranked number 9 in the state, and that's 8A through 1A. So, another top quality team comes to town. Last week, SHG, they're right up there with them. How do you feel your kids played last night?
I think we came out and competed well. I mean, we emphasized before the game and really all week of just coming out and competing one play at a time. Don't worry about the score scoreboard, and let's just go out and play as hard as we can and have fun doing it, and just make ourselves a better football team. And I think the guys came out with great enthusiasm and kept it up throughout the game.
We talked a little bit before we came on there. We thought Austin Cruz had a good game last night. I'm going to agree with you. He had some nice passes. Passing game seemed to be working a little bit last night. Seemed like the middle was a little congested, but you're able to get some stuff on the outside and a little bit of stuff over the middle.
Yeah, he did. He showed great composure. There were times where he was getting great pressure coming up the middle on him, and they blitz at you and they come at you hard, but he showed some poise and composure and found some open receivers, and we had some receivers that made some good plays. Will Cook had several catches and good catches, and he's quick, and he usually gets some yards after catch that help out.
Will Cook, impressive wide receiver, and he's just hard-nosed kid, and does he do that in practice too? Because it doesn't seem like the kid ever quits.
Will is he's kind of a quiet kid, but he's got a very business-like mentality to him. I think in practice and game, and I think he's got a lot of pride in his performance, and so he does go hard, and he's got good focus. He's been a multi-sport type athlete too. I think that helps out in a lot of ways, and he's a player, and we look for big things from him in the future also.
Well, last night was senior night. We've all been through a senior night. I know when you had it, and I've been through it. You have your parents out on the field before the game. A little emotional for those seniors knowing that this is going to be the last time they play on their home turf and under the lights. What was the attitudes last night, coming into the season? Not a season that, they expected, kind of down, but how was their focus, their mentality, the seniors that is, on how to finish the season out?
Oh, I think it was great. I think we really couldn't have asked for any more. They were pumped up and ready to play, and I think the week before at SHG we were a little timid going out there, and I think credit to those seniors and our leaders that we fixed that last night. We started the game with a much more competitive and intense attitude, and came out and showed I competed right off the bat with them and all offensively. We made them work, for their first few touchdowns there, and so I was very pleased with the attitude coming out there.
Tried to make it a little fun for him last night. Right before halftime, he kind of pulled some tricks out of the hat. Did a little flea flicker, which worked. It was a big gain, 20, 25 yards. And,
coming off of an interception, that Metelko made a nice play, tipped it up, and Sam Tiffany caught it, made a nice run back there. And
so mixing it up for these kids, trying to make it a little fun for them, trying to get the sidelines pumped up. And I thought that was kind of a turning point in the game where the kids really started getting excited. Had a couple of nice plays there right before halftime.
Oh yeah, and just like any sport, it's amazing how a play or two can change the the momentum of a game, and especially with high school kids, and we're down several touchdowns, and to get a little excitement and some positive yards going. I think that was only our second interception of the game, and so that guy's pumped up and excited, and then run the hook and ladder, a big play, and then with the halfback pass, which was a nice catch on that also. And
well, it was a good job by Metalka. I mean, he didn't have anything there. He probably scrambled for seemed like 12, 13 seconds. He just kind of trying to find something and was able to complete it.
Pretty amazing for him to get that off.
Yeah,
it showed some great athleticism to get it off and get it down there. And I believe that was Will Cook, if I remember correctly, that made the catch on that. Made a nice catch on it.
But something I like to see. Second half. Obviously, the score the way it was, the clock was running. Got some younger kids got in there again, get some more experience. But something that kind of got me excited was fourth quarter. You put Alex Nado in there at running back, and you gave him the ball. He had a big 7-yard carry, just rumbling and stumbling through the line, and that really pumped the sidelines up. Just having a little bit of fun. And, linemen, they don't get the recognition that the quarterbacks, running backs, and receivers do. So it's just for me, it was kind of neat to see that. He came off the field, pumped up, and that was something neat. Was that something you guys kind of talked about? Because I tell you, he looked like he'd be a pretty good fullback. I mean, he got the ball and just, boom, 7-yard gain.
It's something that Alex has talked about for the last 4 years. Along with being a quarterback and a receiver and a kicker and punter and all those things.
He wants to do it all.
And so it was brought up again a couple of days ago, and we kind of talked about it, and it was probably more of a spur of the moment type thing. And Alex is a kid that very, very proud of the progress he has shown the last 4 years as a football player and as a young man, and really improving a lot of things on and off the field. And so it was a little bit of a reward for him.
Yeah,
and again, to have a little excitement and fun for the whole team.
Right.
Good to see him get out and do that. And it's kind of a dream come true for him.
And he was appreciative. He came off the field and thanked you. I think he even gave you a little hug. Thanks, Coach, for letting me do that. And I thought that was kind of neat. Just maybe he'll get in the box scores there. 1 carry. It's about 6, 7 yards.
He did a good job. He did a good job. So, I don't know if anybody at that point really wanted to get in his way.
No, he's a big kid. And once you get some a full steam of going, I wouldn't get in his way. But I thought that was pretty neat. Got 1 game left. Heading to Olympia. It'll be the last time we face them. You'll have 9 conference games next year, like we talked earlier. What kind of team does Olympia have, and what kind of outlook do you have for that game?
I expect that to be a tough game, and we told the guys after the game that we need to come out Monday with just a fierce intensity to get better this week every day. And I felt like last year Olympia was winless at the time we played them the last game of the year, and I think we took them lightly, and they gave us everything we could handle, and we just kind of squeezed by them. And we can't let that happen, obviously, this year. And we got to come out with just a great tenacity to get a W on the board and do everything right and continue to be more disciplined and aggressive and physical and all the things that we've been working on all year. They will be a physical team. They've got a couple wins under their belts. They're going to have a little confidence going into it, and it's going to be their last game of the year and their last game for seniors. And it's a home game, and so they're going to be pumped up just as much as we are. And so we got to go out and perform to the best of our abilities on Friday night.
Well, one thing that you guys probably have going for you a little bit, they're not going to be a caliber team like the past 2 teams you played. So the game might slow down a little bit for these kids where, and that's key right there, to slow down and be able to make adjustments and read what kind of defense and offense that they're running.
Oh, absolutely. That's something that hopefully, that these last several weeks of playing some of the best teams in the state have done, that hopefully we'll find out next week that we've improved a lot more than what we even realize, and we can come out and show that on Friday night.
Well, that's got to be a lot of motivation right there. Nobody wants to go through a season winless.
Sure,
so,
right.
Maybe a little bit of, what do they call that? Locker room, where they post stuff up. You ever do that? Post something, just try to motivate them a little bit.
We post a lot of stuff in the locker room with quotes and stories and stuff like that. But yeah, that's at this point now, really the guys shouldn't need a whole lot of external motivation. They ought to, especially our older guys, ought to know what this comes down to. They got one last game, and for some of these guys, it's the last game they're ever going to play in their life. And for the rest of them, it's going to be 10 months before they get to play another football game.
Let's have them go out on a good note, and carry it over next season. Coach, thanks for stopping in on this nice, chilly Saturday morning. I'd rather be home watching cartoons right now. No, but so tell the kids keep it up, and hopefully you have a good week of practice. Being the last week of practice, it might be a little hard to focus, knowing that the season's right, or coming to an end. But hopefully you'll have a good week of practice, and we'll go up to Olympia and hand those boys a loss and get our first victory.
I hope so. The guys work hard. They put in a lot of time and effort for it, and getting the W on the board is just a great reward for them.
You got anything over there, Jake? Are you still with us?
I'm hypothermia.
I forgot you were even here.
I did too.
You got to start contributing to this show.
Oh. At what point?
Well,
today?
You got to talk more in baseball.
Okay.
Well, Coach, thanks for stopping by. Heading over to Illinois today, huh?
Yes,
Illinois tonight. Yep. Illinois, Wisconsin. So you better bundle up.
We will do.
Because you think this is cold. It's probably going to be worse there. So.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for coming in, Coach. We'll take another commercial timeout. We come back, we're going to talk some NFL and some fantasy football. So stay tuned. You're in the cheap seats, 96.3, WLCNonline.com. Good morning, sports fans. Lincoln, Logan County, broadcasting live from Vonderlieth Living Center, Mount Pulaski, for their celebration today, their 40th anniversary. You got to think warm thoughts. Speaking of warm thoughts, the basketball's right around the corner, and that's played in a gym, not outside, so it's a little warmer. We have some of the Mount Pulaski cheerleaders with us today. We got Marissa Mattingly, she's a senior, Sam McCarty, a junior, and Michaela Meager, a freshman. Good morning, girls.
Good morning.
Tell us what's going on out here, and what do you guys what's your involvement?
Well, since this is the 40th anniversary for Vonderlieth Living Center, we are out here to, meet and greet with the residents and just say hello and help out as best we can with all the activities going on and just showing that we can make a positive impact in our community the best we can.
That's a good answer.
That was a lot better than I thought they were coming up with.
Yeah.
They huddled together.
They did. They've been thinking about this all morning. What are some of the activities going on right now? They're just getting set up. See a lot of balloons, a lot of crafty stuff. What kind of stuff's going on out here? Do you guys know?
Well, we have a petting zoo, and they have stuff you can buy, like scarves made. We have games, so you can win prizes, and all sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah, I guess some donuts over there for
Donuts
sale.
over there.
Yeah,
Donuts.
we're going to have to go over there later.
Yeah.
Has to have coffee, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Somebody's at Starbucks,
yes.
it looks like.
So you guys are the cheerleaders for the basketball team. What's your basketball team looking like this year? Do you know?
It's pretty good, actually.
good?
Better than last year.
Yeah, they just started conditioning, and we've got a lot of new members this year, so it's looking pretty spiffy.
Boys and girls or just boys?
Just boys.
All right.
So last year wasn't very good, you're saying?
Well, it was good, but we have better people this year
Oh,
to help us be better.
okay.
Trying to throw
Yeah,
them
last
under the
year
bus.
it was okay. I mean, I wouldn't have said it was the best team ever, but
Well, it's a cheerleader's responsibility to get these, the fans and the players all
Get 'em pumped up.
motivated.
well,
Yeah.
this
So
year,
if they weren't very good,
It
this
kinda
year the
falls.
cheerleaders are a lot better too.
okay, we'll see.
Oh.
Good answer.
All right.
So how late you guys have to be out here?
We'll probably be out here until noon.
Because I got 10 more minutes and I'm leaving and getting in that warm car. It's
Yeah.
cold.
You are still crying about the
Boy,
weather.
yes. Well, girls, thanks for stopping by today. Get on out here and participate in some of the activities.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, thanks for having us.
No problem. Good luck this year in basketball. We'll stay tuned and keep up with you and update the listeners of how, was it the Hilltoppers?
Yes.
Mount Pulaski Hilltoppers. See? Pretty good.
You're
huh?
on it.
On it. All right, girls, thanks for stopping by and have fun today.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. That's the Mount Pulaski cheerleaders. What?
Chile.
It is chilly.
Ah.
Wow.
Where are we going?
Where are we
Got some
going?
NFL talk
We
going?
got some NFL talk. We got some fantasy football talk that we've been kind of we got to get this baseball season over because that's a segment that we need to get rid of because
Are you
we
serious?
got all kinds of fantasy football knowledge and we haven't been able to throw it out there yet. But
My baseball time only took about 5 minutes of the show.
it was the
you're-
first segment.
You were rambling.
I know. Well, we got to get some NFL. We got the Bears at 4-2. They're at Washington 1-4. What's your take on that game? Who do you have winning that?
Bears again. I do like the Bears, and they got a little extra time off playing last Thursday, so it's kind of a mini bye week for them. Got a little healthier. Their defensive line really needs to step up, though. I mean, they're struggling, and that's putting it lightly. I mean, if their defensive line can't get going, you're going to start seeing the Bears rack up some losses. I have a feeling.
You're right, and the injury bug is just, they've lost 2 defensive tackles in Henry Melton and Collins. So what they say, it's next man up. Well, next man up's not very good. You got a hole in your defensive line.
They just unloaded number 2 out of a trailer. Oh, if only the camera could rotate.
Yeah, that's not, yeah. I wonder if they're giving pony rides.
I think it's a jackass.
Another game of interest this week going to be a homecoming for Peyton Manning. Denver going to Indy.
Yeah.
Sunday night football.
You know what? That's going to be a heck of a game. This may be one of the tougher games of the year for the Broncos. Again, you talk about luck. You talk about their new running game. Their offense is excellent. Their defense is opportunistic. I mean, they're a good team. I think it's going to be a heavyweight fight. Peyton Manning, though, he's motivated for this one. He's want to go in and prove something. So we'll see. I don't remember what the spread is on it, but was thinking I'd be looking at taking Indy on this if you're taking points.
Yeah, it's Denver going to Indy. Indy's tough at home. Andrew Luck plays his best football at home. He had a little rough outing last week. Andrew Luck and the old Indianapolis Colts. After beating San Francisco, they follow up with that. But it's going to be an emotional game for Peyton Manning coming back, seeing the guys that he played with for years on the other side of the ball. But once that ball goes up in the air, though, it's going to be the switch will be turned on. All the emotions and all the backstories will be put in the back of his memory, and
absolutely
he'll come
moving
on.
forward. Absolutely.
Right. So.
How do you think the crowd's going to react? He was.
I'm sure they'll be ecstatic. They'll cheer him on because it wasn't a hard. I mean, they just didn't re-sign him. It's not that he went.
Well, they were moving on.
Right, they were moving on, and they did what they needed to do, and they made the right move because you can't predict what he's going to do the next football season. You couldn't predict it. At his age right now, that he's going to be playing at the level he's playing.
Well, absolutely, and a lot to that has to do with the talent the Broncos have put together and assembled on that team.
Yeah.
And let's face it, Indianapolis wasn't there. If they would have signed him to that kind of contract, it was going to handcuff him a little bit.
Right.
Because they were going to sign another first-round draft pick. And, when you're talking about the top pick, if they would not have drafted Luck, they still would have been paying that first number one pick slot.
It's hard to talk
when
your lips are
when you have no
Yeah, so that's going to be a game I'll be watching definitely. Some of the fantasy football for you fantasy football players out. I made a few notes of top starters that I would play this week and some of the ones I wouldn't play. Just some of the key additions or subtractions, I guess. Gronkowski cleared to play this week for the New England Patriots. So all you Gronkowski owners out there, maybe put him in your lineup this week for the first time. Roddy White and Julio. Roddy White's kind of questionable right now. He's having some hamstring injuries. Julio Jones out for the year. So Atlanta Falcons right now are looking pretty grim. They've got hit with the injury bug on the offense.
They were talking of trading Gonzalez.
Yeah, that's just talk.
Yeah.
Right now, he's their only for sure receiver.
Yeah.
Steven Jackson's been out for the past couple weeks with some injuries. So right now, their offense, it's Matt Ryan and Tony Gonzalez. That's about the only offense Atlanta has. Some of the other starters at quarterback, obviously you're going to play Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, the top two. You're playing them no matter what. Another one I like is Cam Newton against St. Louis. And Matthew Stafford against Cincinnati. Stafford with a bunch of weapons. Calvin Johnson, Reggie Bush. Those are some of my top quarterbacks. And quarterbacks I wouldn't play this week, obviously Matt Ryan. Yeah. They're going to shut down Gonzalez. Alex Smith, they're playing Houston. And Joe Flacco against Pitt. And,
Joe Flacco.
Yeah, Joe Flacco, I wouldn't play him against Pitt. That's just that's my opinion, and my opinion's pretty good because right now I'm winning all three of my leagues. So I am the fantasy football guru.
Right now you are the guru. Then.
That's right. At the running back position, you're going to start AP against the Giants all day.
Yeah.
Giants are horrible. Arian Foster, play him against Kansas City. LaShawn McCoy against Dallas. Jamal Charles at Houston, and I like Forte against Washington. And those are no-brainers right there. Starting. I mean, if you got those guys on your team, you're playing them every week no matter what. Some of the guys I wouldn't play this week, Chris Johnson against San Francisco.
Yeah.
You don't want to play him against that front four, front seven, really, of San Francisco defense. And Ridley against the Jets. Ridley's been struggling this year. He's kind of up and down. Fantasy owners are waiting for him to break out, and it's just not happening.
Yeah, it's struggling.
Yeah, they got to get him going. And MJD with the Jaguars, I'd probably just drop him because the Jaguars are horrid right now.
They are bad.
And they're playing San Diego. A lot of people think Jacksonville might win this week. So with San Diego coming across country, Jaguars gave Denver a game last week.
Yeah, I think think we called that though.
Yeah.
You know, I'd put the money on the Poles.
And Lamar Miller of the Dolphins against Buffalo, I wouldn't play him this week either. He's been kind of down. He's one of those up-and-coming stars that he hasn't broke out yet. Real quick, it's 10 o'clock. We got to wrap this up. The wide receivers I would play: Calvin Johnson, obviously, Des Bryant, Deshaun Jackson, and Brandon Marshall, my top 4. I wouldn't play Miles Austin. He's been hurt the past couple years off and on. Dwayne Bowe, they're not even throwing him the ball at Kansas City. And Bolden.
All right, yeah.
So what do you think about that?
I think Bolden should have stayed in Baltimore.
Yeah. You know, because, yeah, okay, whatever. That's my fantasy outlook, and we'll go into more detail, you know, later on as soon as we get rid of this baseball, you know, nonsense. We'll have a little bit more
Nonsense.
time. All right, well, we got to wrap it up. I would like to congratulate Caitlin Haspree. She is playing in the state tournament this weekend. She played yesterday, and she's playing today. I don't have any update on her, but I know she is playing, so good luck to her. We will be at Blow No Smoke next Saturday.
Yep.
And stay tuned today because Jim and Jeff will be here from 10 to noon, and Lisa, the prize girl, is supposed to be here, but I don't know if she will be or not.
We'll see.
It might be Jim, the prize guy. But they'll be here till noon. A lot of stuff going on here at Vonderlieth Living Center. It's their 40th anniversary. Free food, live entertainment, pony rides. And they are unloading the ponies right now as we speak.
They have a donkey over there.
It's a donkey.
Yeah.
That's not a pony.
Number 2.
And a goat. Maybe they don't have the ponies here yet.
Donkey number 2.
It's a donkey and a goat. And it's going on all day till 6:30. So come out here and enjoy the celebration. And also another quick reminder, starting Monday, October 21st, tune to Channel 5 on Comcast. You'll be able to see all of our videos and rebroadcast of what we do.
Oh, so sad.
Yes, it is. But you know, I know the community likes it. You know, just for what the sports and stuff. They may not like seeing us, but you just got to take the good with the bad.
That's exactly right.
So thanks for tuning in. You're in the cheap seats, 96.3 WLCNonline.com.
Good day.